All right, welcome to the Pump Fake Pod Live. Going over Friday's little slate. Um, had some time, so we figured we'd hop in here and do this, break this down real quick. But nothing really crazy good on the slate. Fridays when or Saturdays when it's going to really get going again. But um, you got anything? Otherwise, we'll hop right in and cruise right through this.
No, yeah. I sadly will be on a flight 7 a.m. to 9:30 on Saturday morning. But so I won't really miss games, but uh, yeah, I won't be able to talk about it on our normal schedule. So figured I'd come on here and talk this disgusting.
Lose you? Think we may have lost Huff.
Oh, you got me?
I got you now.
Yeah, it's yeah, I just figured I'd hop in and talk about NEC, some Mac, some Horizon. Love it. So
Beautiful stuff. Speaking of the MAC, we'll hop right in. Kent State at Akron. Akron's laying 7 at home against Kent State here. Kent State, the last 2 road games they've dropped and haven't covered. Lost by 10 at Troy, and then by, let me do the math quick, 6 points at Ohio. So they've been a little shaky on the road, but Akron's equally. They're coming home now. They just had 3 straight road games, so this could be a nice spot for them to lay it down. But Akron did beat them at Kent State earlier this year, 77-71 as a 1-point dog. And now they're laying 7. Kind of feels like a overcorrection on that. And honestly kind of lean Kent State maybe. I'm not playing this game, but that seems like an overreaction for a team that won by 6 as a 1-point dog. Now they're all of a sudden laying 7. That's 8-point swing on the line right there.
Yeah, I honestly think it is still a spot for Akron. 3 road games in a row. Didn't they just lose to Toledo as well?
Yeah, they lost by 8.
Yeah,
no covers either.
I can't put my money on Kent State. They're not the same Kent State. A great program historically and consistently a great program, but I can't bet Kent State. So I'll lean Akron with laying it and see if I end up betting it. Probably not, but I'll lay Akron. I'm coming back on a home spot Friday night. Maybe Kent State keeps it close. Akron still pulls it away by 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting Kent State either, but this is a good point. 3 straight road games and haven't covered any. Now you're coming home. Maybe that spread's kind of telling you what's going to happen. But
yeah, Akron's a favorite in the MAC. I mean, there's been some surprise teams this year that are in the running, but Akron, they're a shoo-in for the tournament again. They're definitely the favorite. They need to get this dub in their response to losing to the Rockets.
100%. All right, on to the next. We've got Brown at Columbia. A little Harvard action. Not that great of a game at all. Probably not going to bet it. Do you have anything on this? I mean, Columbia, their strength is the 3-point ball. That's where Brown defends the best, and Brown grabs offensive boards. So probably lean Brown in this one, but I'm not touching this game.
We can move on. No, didn't Brown lose at home to Columbia? Columbia
yes, by 14.
Columbia railed them. Yeah, I remember Rob was on that. I don't know why I remember that, but I'm not backing Brown. There's not many games tomorrow, but
Browns owned this series in the past, if that matters. They've won 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, I guess I'll lean Brown just on the revenge spot of losing to Columbia at home, but not much of a revenge spot when you're 7-17. You've probably had a couple chances of those, so yeah. I'll lean Brown. Definitely would lean Akron more
two no bets for me so far.
Yeah, no bet at all in this one. Just keep moving on. IPFW is at Green Bay.
You gotta lead this one off. Shit, man. This is a big game for them.
Yeah, it is. This is Fort Wayne's. They've been feisty lately. Green Bay is fighting to stay atop there in the conference there, tied with Oakland. Oakland's 14-4 in conference. Green Bay is 12-4 right now. So that will level up by the end of the season. But Fort Wayne, they've been feisty. They did lose to Oakland by 8, but lost by 3 to Cleveland State, lost by 3 to Milwaukee, beat Youngstown, beat Northern Kentucky, smacked up IUPUI and Detroit like they should have done. 7-point road loss to Cleveland State, 6 to they did lose to IUPUI earlier, but I mean, after that IUPUI game, they've either lost by 3 or they've won games. So they've been real feisty, but Green Bay coming in off of a loss to Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky has their number. They beat them twice this year in conference play, so they got swept. The last game after they played Northern Kentucky was a home game against Oakland. It was 69-59 victory there, but the one caveat to this game is this game will be at the Crest Center. So it's not going to be at the Resch Center tomorrow. It's going to be on campus, actually. So that could be a little bit of a different environment. I still think it's going to be a packed house.
Is this like a Penn State kind of type of vibe, what they just did against Illinois?
Somewhat. The Resch Center is kind of like the big where concerts and shit happen.
It looks pretty big. Yeah, Resch Center looks huge, kind of.
Yeah, so they're going to be going to campus now. I've never actually even seen the campus gym, so that'll be interesting. But
pull it up right now. Let's look at it. Google it. Let's see how big it is.
Crest Center, Green Bay.
The Resch Center and the Crest.
Kress.
Yeah,
we got a nice looking building on the outside.
And the Crest. Yeah, but is it going to be like one of those rec centers where like they're just packed in? Oh man, that makes me love Green Bay. This is a bet for me. Lock in the Phoenix.
Oh,
baby.
Look at that! Yeah, look at that arena. Oh yeah, that's it's close to the court there.
Lock in the Phoenix. They're going to bring the students in. This is for.
They're actually good. Yeah, the students will show up.
This is for a tie in first place. I think Oakland beat them, if I'm correct. But
they beat Oakland. It's 1-1 series.
Okay, so I'm not sure on the tiebreaker there, but this is for record-wise tie in the Horizon, a Green Bay team that was 4-27 a couple years ago. Like, holy cow! Yep. Give me Green Bay. That's a bet for me. That's a bet for me on the spread. And I've backed IPFW at home in the Fort Wayne Coliseum, and they've let me down. Green Bay, I've bet on them, I think 3 or 4 times this season. They've never let me down other than that one bullshit over-under. Give me Green Bay, biggest bet, and look up the video they made. They're fucking making YouTube videos. They're feeling larger in life. They're feeling like, oh my God, we're not in the cellar dweller of one of the lower major conferences in college basketball. But the Horizon League's been fun this year. Green Bay's been fun. Is Noah Reynolds playing is a better question. I'm assuming that's why this.
Yes, he will. The reason he missed the Youngstown game is he had like the flu or some shit, but he was back. He went for 18 points. He shot 8 of 12 from inside and 0 of 4 from 3 with 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
Give me Phoenix, Arizona, baby.
Yeah, they are minus 2.5 right now. It was minus 105, so maybe it'll pop down to 2. But I still don't think it'll matter. I still think they're going to win handily. I mean, the key thing in here is going to be rebounding. If you look at
40 money line, I'll take that even too. Fuck it.
What is the? I see minus 145. So I mean, it's what if the spread drops, it'll obviously go down. It'll be cheaper, but I don't think that'll matter. I think the minus 2.5 is still going to cover. I mean, if you look at the big thing here, IPFW 348th in the country grabbing offensive rebounds. Green Bay is 114th. They're grabbing in conference play. They're grabbing 25.7% of defensive possessions or rebounds, and offense is only getting 22% on IPFW. That's dead last in the conference. So they're not going to be getting shots. Green Bay's got the best 3-point defense. IPFW free throws are all right, 71%. They're not turning the ball over, and neither is Green Bay really. So it'll be a tight game, but I think Green Bay is gonna have the advantage on the glass and shooting the ball.
Crest,
So,
baby. The crest.
yeah, they're gonna the rock. What was the last game? It was. I don't think they played this year. This will be first meeting, so. Oh, no, they did. IPFW beat Green Bay 75-71. All right.
Love it even more. Love it even more.
Bada boom. Lock it in. All right. Green Bay minus 2.5. Official play for both of us. All right. And then next, Manhattan and Marist.
Fuck off.
Marist. Marist is laying 7 at Manhattan over under 137. I'm sounding you're not too enthused with this.
If you bet Manhattan, get help. Get help. I'm not. First off, I can't lay 7.5 with Marist, especially
Not on the road.
And on the road. But we don't need to talk about it. Manhattan's offense is atrocious, dude. It is atrocious, and I can't put my hard-earned working money on the Jaspers as much as I love. For some reason, I just love Manhattan. Like it's one of those those random mid-major teams, low major teams that you just root for almost. Like as a kid, I don't know what it was, but I something about Manhattan and the green color and the Jaspers. But yeah, fuck. I mean, they're terrible, dude. And no one bet this. That's my advice on the Pump Big Pod.
Yeah,
but if you had to, I'd guess I'd lay the points with Marist. Dear Lord, it's terrible.
Yeah, I would lean that way too, but absolutely not. I mean, Marist defense, that's the big thing for this. I mean, number 1 3-point defense, 48% effective field goal, forcing turnovers. So I mean, if they're forcing turnovers, it's going to be a long day for Manhattan. But I don't even care. I don't want to trust Marist on the road enough to even bet this game. So no bet, but Marist lean for both of us. It sounds like
first half under. All right,
first half under.
We got next. I don't know. It'll probably be around 60 something.
Yeah, it'd be my guess. Probably mid to lower 60s.
Yeah, 64.
Let's get to a better game, shall we? How about we talk Toledo and Bowling Green? Toledo is laying 4.5 at Bowling Green. Over under is 156. The score earlier this year would have been, if I can find it. Rematch. Toledo won by 16. Toledo was laying 7 at home. So now they're hitting the road. They're laying 4.5 after a 16-point blowout. And Bowling Green is coming home after 3 straight road games. They covered the last one against Central Michigan by the hook. Otherwise, they haven't been home since February 6th, where they beat Buffalo by 14. So it's kind of interesting spot here. But it is similar to one earlier, whoever that was, Akron, coming home after 7 road games and hadn't covered. So Toledo doesn't play defense, but I don't know if I trust Bowling Green's offense enough to take advantage. I mean, they went 3 straight games. They've scored 60 points. At home, 87 to Buffalo, 76, 84 loss, 84 win. So it's been a minute since they've scored points, but those have all been on the road. So maybe coming home, this will be what they need, a Toledo team that plays zero defense, likes to play quick and fast. And Bowling Green, they can get to the free throw line and grab offensive boards. So they'll have that going for them. But Toledo's going to have by far the better offense in this one.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
True. What happens the morning after a long night out? maybe like a
Too
lot
hungover.
of boozing, mixing drinks. You're celebrating like you just won a Super Bowl almost. What happens when you wake up? What do you have?
Man, you feel like a hangover.
A hangover. There you go. What does Toledo have after their Super Bowl of beating Akron at home?
This is very
Beating
true.
Super Bowl. That's a hangover. Give me Bowling Green on the money line tomorrow. I know they have lost, and this would probably only be a 0.5er for me. I know they lost to Central Michigan, but Central Michigan is a better team than what they've been. Also,
They covered against them at least.
They lose to Eastern Michigan. That's inexcusable. Eastern Michigan is awful, but this Bowling Green team got paired up with UL Lafayette in the Sun Belt. And UL Lafayette's a pretty good team, pretty good program. Bowling Green had one of the hottest starts in the MAC, and a decent non-con as well. They need to prove themselves of not being an utter embarrassment. I went back and forth on this. I originally leaned Toledo, but I looked at it a little more, and I said I think they're going to be a little hungover. I think Bowling Green's going to come out playing a tad desperate in front of the Dogs, plus 150. Let me get it. I'm locking it in. 0.5 though, not my normal unit size. What I normally do though is when I tweet out my plays, I do normally have a couple more, but I only like to tweet out a few like that I love. So I have like a bigger notebook. This is already in my notebook on the money line. Hope exclusive for pod if you're listening to it. Appreciate it. And we'll see if it makes the Twitter for the card, but I think it definitely will as a 0.5 unit play. I know they lost to Eastern Michigan. Why bet this team? But what happens when you are facing a hangover? And a hangover being a 3-game road trip hangover, you got to fix it to get better. Toledo's in the hangover right now. No, they're like waking up. They're like, oh shit, I feel miserable. Bowling Greens just came out of it. They put some saltines down, some fucking Sprite, McDonald's, Coke, whatever you need, maybe a little pen, whatever you need to get over it. Some coffee for some people. Bowling Green has gotten over their hangover of nightmare fuel from losing Eastern Michigan. Sorry for my tirade. It's a long-winded answer for Bowling money line. And no scientific, no statistics, no Ken Palm. There's none on that. I'm not even looking at that. I'm literally looking on the sole purpose of Bowling Green is losing 3 in a row, and Toledo's off a hangover. I don't care. If Bowling Green sucks, then I'm done, and I'm never betting them again because we only have a few more games left anyway. But
yeah, no, I mean it is a good spot for him too. I'm trying to bring up the what you call it,
clip that shit.
MAC standings.
If Bowling Green wins, clip it. If not,
flip it.
Send that to the trash. MP4 file to the trash. Delete it. Forget about
I mean, Bowling Green doesn't have a chance to win the conference, but they have a chance to knock Toledo out of it and not and screw them at least. So I mean,
they can go to Cleveland and make noise. There's still a tournament, they can go to Cleveland.
No, I'm saying regular season. I mean, because Akron and Toledo are tied 11-2 right now, so it's coming down to the wire. So I mean, they can at least
they'll hang banners there, but when those low majors get at it, they're playing for their freaking lives in the conference tournament. That's what really matters.
Yep.
Akron will end up winning.
You may have talked me on to Bowling Green with you. It is a solid spot here.
Clip that shit, man. It's the hangover take. We'll see if it works. Or I'm just being an idiot and betting on a team that's lost 3 in a row and a team that's off a big win, and that's been proven their last few years in the MAC as well as a good program.
I'm with you. It's a solid spot for him. I mean,
I lean the over
3 and off of their Toledo Super Bowl. So
yeah, Toledo's Super Bowl, baby. The crosstown rivals of the act. Who were they fighting last year? Was that Kent State? Remember that when they were? Was that Kent State Akron?
It was Kent State.
It was 100% Kent State.
Kent State and Toledo, because Kent State finished 15-3.
Yeah, dude. But I remember like Toledo, like
was in the student section for against Kent State.
That game.
Was that
no, that was Akron. I'm pretty
it?
sure.
It was Akron. Okay, double check that.
That was Akron.
That shit was amazing. I love that stuff.
Yeah, that was
As much as Dan
that was
Hurley
good.
did, and I don't like rooting for Dan Hurley. I mean, that was hilarious. He's like,
Dan Hurley.
I'm gonna break your. He's like, I'm gonna knock you out. What the hell?
I think I saw another video where it was like he was talking to the somebody was saying something. He's like, if you reach over, I'll knock you out. Like if you reach over and like touch one of his players or something.
Yeah.
Still, regardless, it's just an all-time clip. Just like, I'll knock you out. And then he puts the. Did you see that video he put on Twitter where it was
Yeah, what the frick? He's like,
he's Jesus Christ, pretty much getting persecuted.
yeah. I was almost like I was like, dude, that means you're acting like you're Jesus. Like you're a dude.
Oh, the narcissist! Oh my God, I was like, this is perfect, Dan.
He's
Hurley.
such
Like,
a-
oh, am I getting? Is everyone in America?
Listen, everyone's got an ego. Like everyone's got an ego to an extent, right? But like Dan Hurley has got the biggest fucking ego as a college coach. Like as a coach, okay, you kind of have to have an ego a little bit, but like at the same time, like you don't let it override. And I feel like he just is like he loves to grandstand the fucking game almost.
Yeah,
Believable, but
he's something, but you can't deny this success. So there is that. Next game we have Princeton is laying 7 at Harvard over under 140. Trying to get back to
Harvard stinks.
yeah.
Have you bet on Harvard and had to watch and deer that? And
I
deer?
haven't bet Harvard now.
I've done it a couple times. It's awful. They're
How's that go? No.
I was just saying. I was just saying. No, they're miserable. I don't have much.
Yeah. I mean, Princeton's coming off of a big win against Yale. After they got them earlier this month, so they've won 4 straight, 3-1 at home, 3-1 since 3-0 since their 4-game road stretch. Princeton now they're hitting the road again. Harvard's back home after hitting the road last weekend, splitting between Columbia and Cornell. Princeton, like I said, off the big Yale game. Dartmouth on deck, so not really a big look ahead spot. I don't know. I don't really see how Harvard keeps up offensively in this one, to be honest. I mean, Princeton plays pretty good defense without fouling. That's where Harvard likes to get a lot of their points, and then Princeton themselves don't turn it over. Bang free throws at an elite level. What is that? Number 3 in the country, and they're shooting 83% in conference play, so they've only gotten better there. Yeah, I mean, Xavier Lee, that kid can fucking flat out hoop. Caden Pierce is pretty damn good too. So, I mean, they've got dudes and guards. I think they're going to be able to take advantage. But Malik Mack for Harvard is all they have. I mean, this guy, 21 points, 12, 18, 19, 18, 20, 16, 18. He's like all they have for offense. So, I mean, if Xavier Lee or Dalen Davis or somebody just takes over and plays defense on him, I think Harvard's going to be out of options offensively. So I actually don't kind of lean Princeton in this one. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I just don't like that it's a road game and they're laying 7 after the Yale spot. But
I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you there. No bet for me yet, but lean Princeton on the fact that it's a low total. I mean, for 7.5, I kind of expected a little higher total, so kind of lean the over a little bit. But I am scared. Like to your point, I'm scared of Harvard scoring. But still, if Princeton can get 80, I think it hits. I think if Princeton can get high 70s, I hope that Harvard can match in the 60s, like high 60s somewhere, and make it sweat. But I think 140 is good. I expect it to kind of go up to 142 tomorrow. If it goes down, then fuck me.
What is their team total? I'm looking right here. See if it's up. It's 73.5 for Princeton. That's where I was kind of thinking is if they can get themselves to 75, I think they'll probably cover because I don't know if Harvard's going to get to 65, close to 70, anything like that. So even if it is at home. But Princeton's they've got dudes. So lean Princeton, have him pull the trigger.
77 to 66 or 77 to 68. Princeton.
That's
Book
what you think it'll be?
Book it plus 24,000, whatever those odds are for correct scores in college basketball. They probably won't have it for this game though. FanDuel's got some of those a lot though.
Yeah, I don't have those on my book ever. I'm gonna need Arizona to get it going here. Fucking clowns.
Yeah, Florida. I gotta use the offshore since I'm in Florida next week for a week.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I'll be on the beach.
My life.
Need to be sweating.
Here you go.
Checking my phone.
Well, do what you got to do. Next game we have North Florida at Jacksonville. I have not bet either one of these teams this year, but I am aware that North Florida shoots a ridiculous amount of threes. I think they're the highest rated 3-point attempted team in the country, if I'm not wrong. Yes, they are. 54.5 of their attempts, or percent of their attempts, are threes. It's number one in the country. That's BYU shoots 50.5. So they've got them beat by an extra like 10% damn near. And Jacksonville, let's look at here. They are allowing 36% from 3-point land, 32% of total points. Teams are jacking up about 43s on them. So that's only going to go up exponentially with North Florida here. But Jacksonville likes to slow it down. So, I mean, if they're going to slow it down and not give a shit ton of possessions to North Florida, just keep cranking them, then they could have a chance to hang in. But I don't know. This line kind of stinks a little bit. Jacksonville's offense is fucking putrid, but they grab offensive rebounds. So, I mean, if they're missing shots, but they're grabbing every rebound because North Florida doesn't give a shit to crash the glass on either end. So that could be where this is won, but I don't see how North Florida doesn't get, 75, 80 points just because of their offense. I mean, it's efficient. They shoot a lot and they connect on a lot of them, and Jacksonville's allowing a lot of threes. So no play, but maybe a North Florida team total.
I'll no play battle you. I'll take Jacksonville on the weird line. This is stinky. That's makes me not bet this at all. Yeah, North Florida's been a pretty good team. I've had the privilege to watch them a couple times for them being in my bet slip. One of those random Wednesday or like we saw tonight, Thursday game slates. They're 8th done, right? Yeah, that's one conference I feel like I'm good at the beginning of the year, and then in conference play, it's just the wild, wild west. Like we saw with like Queens, they haven't won a road game in 16 games. They come into Stetson and just fall on them. I mean, Stetson stinks too, in my opinion. But so I think I'm riding on the stink there, and I did lean Queens. I'm pussy for not taking it, but Jacksonville.
Join me.
Jacksonville, I'll lean there and I'll lean battle you there.
There we go. I mean, if North Florida has won 2 of their, this will be their 3rd straight road game also, and they just won the other 2 by 14 and then 1 Kennesaw. And Jacksonville is coming home after 2 road losses, 5 to Kennesaw and then 9 to Queens. Now they're coming home and laying a point to Florida. That kind of feels telling also. What's the head-to-head look like? And North Florida's won the last 3, 8, 7, and 13 points. So, North Florida was laying points in the last 2 though. Man, they laid 1, a stinky line, and they covered. So maybe this is the Jacksonville spot coming home.
They're 8-22 on the money line on road games in their last 30, but they're
North Florida.
Yeah,
look at this. Holy smokes. Eastern Kentucky loss. Other than these last 2 games that they won, lost to Austin Peay, lost to Eastern Kentucky, 8-point win against Bellarmine, 20-4 to Gulf Coast, and they lost 4 straight road games. Iowa, I mean, these are out of conference, but still lost to South Carolina State by 10 on the road. They're not very successful on the road. So maybe this is a This is one of those games you just plug your nose, don't even watch, just check your account in 2 hours.
Yep, completely agree. What do we got next?
St. Peter's, Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's is laying 2.5. Over under is 129.5. I believe Corey Washington has been back for St. Peter's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he came back the last 2 games. He had 18 against Iona and a 6-point win, and then he had 29 and a 22-point win over Siena. So, okay, congrats on beating Siena. But one is 7-point dogs at Iona, and now they are laying 2.5 or catching 2.5 on the road at Mount St. Mary's. My cover's just froze up.
Jeez. This is why I wish we got a couple episodes in. I'm gonna be on a special. I would like to maybe do a Monday show just because the Tuesday slate bangs, and or do a Wednesday show. I'll be down in Florida. I can do it on my phone like I'm doing now, unfortunately. But because this is another one that just stinks. I'll take St. Peter's though. I mean they're pretty good on the road at covering. In their last 14. We'll see. I mean, Mount St. Mary's is a team that when they show up, and or they get their breaks beaten off of them. So, this lean though is my least confident, other than the first 2 that we had, where we didn't bet. I even feel more confident about Jacksonville for how stinky that is. But just because.
Yeah,
Be honest. I'm not. The MAC that's probably my worst conference, to be honest. Looking at my history.
yeah. The MAAC was it was fairly nice to me, and it started in the last couple of weeks. But Mount St. Mary's coming home after 2 losses. St. Peter's second road game now. With they do have Marist on deck, so that'll be a
total look at.
I wouldn't say total, but they're fighting with them in the spot here, and Mount St. Mary's is pretty much all but out of it except for the tournament here. But Corey Washington, he's come back an immediate impact on this team. I mean, going to Iona and winning a grind out, 59-53. Their defense showed up, held Iona to 4-14 from 3, forced 12 turnovers. St. Peter's is known for their defense, and I feel like this low total is telling us that Mount St. Mary's' offense is not going to do much, and that St. Peter's is going to get their style of game here and just grind you out. So I like St. Peter's in this one. I'm not going to bet it yet. I have to dive into it more, but just looking at the base level, I kind of like them. Getting Corey Washington back is a huge help for this team.
Mount St. Mary's since 2014 have made the tournament 3 times, and those 3 times they were not very good in the regular season. This could be another before in 2024, but yeah, grow. This next one in the MAC is, I think, as much probably a grosser game, maybe, but in a gross.
Did you see the Iona news today?
No, I did, but I'll let you declare it since you're the one that sent
it. Greg Gordon has elected to leave the program for personal reasons for Iona basketball. Greg Gordon, this is their biggest part of their offense. Let me pull them up. If you're looking at this, am I on the right team? Wrong team. His offensive rating is a 113.14. He's taken 31.6% of their shots when he's on the floor. He's shooting 58% inside the arc, 33% from deep. He's got a 57% effective field goal. He's a very good player. He's 15, 19, 32, 28, 35. Those are his last 6 games. Like, this guy he does so much for this team, and now he's just gone. So it's kind of feels like a spot where where I thought initially you should take Rider at home to get this done. But and it also was a revenge game considering Iona won by 1 about 2-3 weeks ago. Rider is coming in scoring 104 points though, which is absurd because this team 61, 62, 67, the 93.2 Iona, they put up 91 on Siena, but otherwise 66, 62, 60. Like this team doesn't score a ton of points, and the fact that they just put up 104 is pretty crazy. I think this is more of a spot where Iona kind of rallies together and they find a way to get it done. I mean, I feel like everything is just telling you, and especially once that Greg Gorton news kind of gets passed around and people kind of realize how big he is, I feel like they're gonna love to take Rider here. But Rider just put up 104 points as a team that scores about 60, we'll say 65 roughly. That offense is gonna struggle. It's just how I look at it. I mean, look at SMU tonight. They put up 106 on Memphis. They're struggling. And Arizona tonight playing a tough defense. Washington State, two and a half left in the first half. They have 28 points as a team that put up 304, I think, in the last 3 games. So I think it's a spot where the offense struggles. Iona rallies together and gets a big W here to stay in the conference race.
Give me the under here. I'll switch it up here, not have a spread and have a total. I'm not locking this yet, but I like the under here. I think this is too many points, and I know taking an under off of a team that scored 100, there's going to be some people that are going to rip the over, and I can see why. Riders' defense is porous, and their offenses kind of came along. So Lightning can strike twice in a row. It might happen for Riders' offense again, but I just sense this game being in the 130s more so in the 140s. I was surprised to see the high total at 146. Hopefully, maybe get some CLV tomorrow and it goes up a little bit. People betting it, but I still like the under 146.5.
Yep. I don't hate that either. Total good luck because, I mean, look at these two teams. What did they play? It was 144 total before, and it went over. They scored 187 points, and now they're just going to bump the total up 2 points. I kind of like the under there too. And also the fact that Rider just put up 104. I mean, it's not going to replicate itself.
That number is hit, and Iona's last 5 of 6 in their road games spots. So, yeah, I just think I also think this is a Tobin Anderson system. They don't run and gun. But yeah, I'll lean the under there.
Yeah, that's I'm with you. Kind of Fridays are kind of just like stinky hold your nose spots or just sit out till Saturday. I mean,
it's for me. For me, it starts studying around nighttime as much as I can for Saturday because it's just gotta, like you said, hold your nose spots for sure.
Yep, and Rider on deck has Quinnipiac at home. Who they lost to. So they have a revenge spot at home against the number 1 team in the conference on deck also. So I mean, I know they did lose to Iona here, but I think the offense will struggle, and the fact that Quinnipiac's coming in on Sunday, number 1 team in the conference, that'll be a spot for Rider there. I think they get work tomorrow against Iona, and then I think we take them Sunday in that bounce back spot against the number 1 team in the conference. Because people are going to love Quinnipiac after Rider probably loses by, I'm going to say probably close to 10 double digits with that offense struggling again.
The Friday, Sunday 2-step MAC and NEC, it's such a joke. What terrible scheduling.
They don't play back-to-back nights like, what you call it?
Chicago State? No.
Caleb Love, you bum. Oh, my God. You go up for a dunk and you dribble it off your knee. Oh, open court. Anywho, yeah, so that's it for that one. So we're leaning Iona in the under in that one. We're getting close to the end here. Niagara at Canisius. If I can just get that centered. Boom. Niagara at Canisius. Anything in that? Niagara's third in the conference at 10-5. Canisius 5-10. So this will be a little bit of a opposite, but Niagara's got Rider on deck, so nothing. Not a crazy look ahead here, but
Give me Greg Paulus. Give me Greg Paulus and Niagara on the road. Canisius stinks. I'm not putting my money on Canisius. But every time I put on Niagara, they love to like fuck with me, and sometimes they end up getting it. But they don't. But I don't know. They always just do the opposite of what I think. So, but I like Niagara here. Fuck it.
I will say Niagara is undefeated on the road in conference play. Buffalo W by 6, Manhattan W by 14, Iona W by 2, Rider W by 4, Mount St. Mary's W by 11, St. Peter's W by 11 in overtime, and then they've won their last 2 road games coming into this Fairfield 2-point dub, and they beat Quinnipiac by 14. So this is a 5-0 team coming off on the road in conference play, coming off of beating the number 1 team by 14 points. And they are getting Canisius, one of the worst teams in the country conference, and they're only laying a point. This is a fishy spot. 3rd straight road game, just beat the number 1 team in the conference. They're going to lose to Canisius tomorrow.
Let's lock battle there. I like it. We haven't battled too hard tonight. We had a lean battle. There's only
We're gonna have a little lock battle in this one.
yeah, Golden Griffs versus the Purple Eagles. What a
I mean,
match.
you just got to look at the spot here. I mean, shit.
I'm
They
with,
haven't lost on the road, and they're only laying a bucket. So you're essentially banging on. Are they going to finish the stretch out
I'm with
undefeated
you.
on the road?
I don't think this analogy or comparison works, but kind of like Minnesota tonight, right?
Like what?
Kind of like Minnesota tonight, right?
Yep.
23-3 against the spread. Everyone's like, why are they only laying 2.5 against Ohio State? So, I don't know if that analogy comparison works, but I'm not backing. I 11-0 on the road is solid. Sometimes it has to break, but I won't be on the wrong side trying to predict that, leaning on the Golden Griffs. But I'm with you. It's stinky as fuck. Stinky.
I will say that I think backing an Ohio State team who's just for shits and gigs. Let me look. What's their ATS record? Because I know it's not good. Ohio State matchup. Ohio State. Oh, they're 12-14 against the spread. That's better than I thought. Not gonna lie. Canisius is 10-13 against the spread. Niagara 16-8 against the spread. I totally get what you're saying with the Minnesota angle, but Minnesota didn't just beat Purdue and come in. I mean, look at what Ohio State did. Granted, it was on the road, but Niagara 3rd straight road game now. They just beat Quinnipiac by 14 as 8.5-point dogs, and they won at Fairfield as 6.5-point dogs. Now they're going to lay points. 3rd straight road game.
Canisius won at Siena. That's just like beating Purdue. Beating Siena is like beating Purdue. It's similar.
All right, no arguments here. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, shit. This is the spot. This is the spot. You take the Griffs. This is
all right.
Special, man.
Griffs versus Purple Eagles. Let's battle. Greg Paulus, decide what sport you want to play, dude. God.
All right, let's roll. I can't believe we're doing a little lock battle here. Give me the Golden Griffs against your fucking Niagara Warhawks, or whatever the fuck they are.
Purple Eagles.
Purple Eagles. All right. Next, Penn at Dartmouth. More nerd action here. We got Penn won the last one earlier this year, 80-51. The 6-point favorites. Other than that, these games have all been fairly close. 10-point win, 4-point Dartmouth win, 14-point Dartmouth win, 10-point win, 7-10, 14-3, and then shit, that was a 30-point blowout 5 years ago. But yeah, but you get what I'm saying. They're fairly close. They generally stay within 10 here. Penn is holy shit
awful too.
Yeah, they're all awful.
They're Penn. This Penn team beat Villanova.
Well, yeah, I mean Villanova can't beat anybody from Pennsylvania, so
Dude,
that's their struggle.
I am not betting. You know what? I know this is a betting show and we're supposed to give out advice or just to fade or tail because we don't know our shit. I'm not betting this, but no way I can bet this. I don't trust Penn. I don't trust Penn. Dartmouth is freaking miserable as well, but I don't trust Penn covering on the road. So I would lean Dartmouth, but dear God, I'm not betting that game.
Penn's 4-1 to the under in their last 5. Dartmouth is 3-2 to the over in their last 5. Coming home at home, they're more of an under team. Dartmouth is. They like to kind of slow it down a little bit, obviously, because they got nothing going. Neither of these teams do, but neither of these teams play offense or defense. I would honestly probably lean it under. I mean, Penn doesn't turn it over, but they can't score the ball either. So that's not going to result in many points. And then Dartmouth can't hang on to the ball and don't score the ball either very well, except for threes. So if Dartmouth is connecting on their threes, they're going to win outright. But I think the under is probably the better look here. Both two slow offenses. What do we got here? 319th in the country for Dartmouth, 333rd for Penn. So we're going to get two slow offenses who have a little bit of turnover tendency and can shoot the ball. So 69% from free throw, 73%. So
if you've lost to Dartmouth this year, you're sad. New Hampshire, sad. Boston,
Brown lost
sad.
to Dartmouth.
Thomas, sad. Brown, sad. I think there's one more.
Cornell didn't cover twice against Brown or Dartmouth.
Westfield State, that's some fucking gazy shit. Westfield State and Thomas counts as your 5 wins. You're technically 3-18 without those. I mean, come on, should be ruled as exhibitions. Dartmouth stinks.
What'd you say? Go for it.
Dartmouth stinks. I'm gonna bet on them just because I want to, but I'm not betting them because that's disgusting. But I'll lean them. I didn't study this at all. I just skip over this game.
No, yeah, we're just breaking this down as we go too. For me too. I mean, Dartmouth.
I did study a couple games. I did study a few of these games, like the ones that I locked heavy. But yeah, I didn't even write this game in my notebook. I don't even have any of the spreads. I don't care to know. It's just sad. Penn's a storied tradition basketball team, and they're sad after a hot start this year.
Yeah, they started hot. I mean, shit, they beat Nova, lost close to St. Joe's, beat Monmouth, but that was about it. I mean, yeah, 20-point loss at Auburn. You know, it doesn't look as bad. We've seen teams go and get 40 piece there, so it is what it is. But yeah, they're down this year. I mean, you look at last year, they were 126 in KenPom, 211, 220, 140. Yeah, they're having another down year, but I think Dartmouth might be the lean here. The play, it's a lean, but I mean, you look at it, they're here we go, head to head. They play, all these games are always tight. Penn just walloped them by 30. What did Penn shoot in this game too? Penn, they shot 14 of 25 from 3. 14 of 25 from 3. This is a team that shoots 31% from 3 in conference play. They shot 56%. And they only had 9 turnovers. Dartmouth, first game, turned it over 10 times. They shot 9 of 31 from 3 and 16 of 50 from inside the arc. I mean, I know you can be a bad team shooting inside, but that's got to get better. You can't. There's no way they're going to shoot 32% again. And Penn is not going to bang 14 threes again. So I would actually probably lean Dartmouth. But
yeah, let's go, Dartmouth. Yes,
Dartmouth. Don't put your money on this game, but
Dartmouth. I mean, when the fucking last time they made the NCAA tournament? Dartmouth.
Oh God, that's a good question. Could not tell you though. We got another good game. Well, I shouldn't say another.
Over under
1988 is for Dartmouth.
What's that? Sorry, what'd you say? Okay. We'll move on. Yale and Cornell. What do we got in the comments? TK Betts is saying massive game for Cornell. That place should be rocking. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a great game. Cornell. Let me find this.
Bro, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, what's up?
Guess the I said over under 1988 for Dartmouth's tournament appearance.
1986.
1959, bro, is their last NCAA tournament appearance.
Holy shit.
Dartmouth, dude. There's 8 teams in the Ivy League. I mean, you can't fucking squeeze one out at all.
Yeah. All right. Now Yale Cornell, you could argue might be game of the night. It's up there. It's gonna be a banger. Cornell's coming in. They've won their last 2 home games, won by 9 and then 13. They did lose to Yale on the road. That was their 1 loss in their last 10 games. They're 9-1, and it was a 2-point loss at Yale. Danny Wolf, where's his? I think he had a big game. He went 10-17 from the floor, 10 boards, and 1 steal, 1 block, 25 points. He had a big game. I mean, he's gonna have a big game. It's just what he does. He's a 7-footer that crosses up guards and can step out and shoot a little bit. So I mean, it is what it is. But the last 3 games between these two have been in Yale. 2-point win, 20-point win, and then 18-point win. But in Cornell, last year in January, they won by 12 against Yale. The year before, they won 71-65. Year in 2020, it was an 81-80 overtime win for Yale. Cornell lost by 6 and 20. So these games are always tight. Cornell gets up for these games. They've been rolling. Excuse me. They only have Brown on deck, so not a big deal. Columbia's on deck for Yale, not a biggie, but it is the 3rd straight road game, and they just lost to Princeton, lost by 11. Now they got to follow it up with another big game against Cornell, and Cornell's coming off of 2 who care games against Harvard and Dartmouth. This will be a big get-up spot. Yale is, Yale's going to be 3rd straight road game. Like, going to get a little tired. And like TK Bet said, this place is going to get rocking. This is a big game for them. 9-1, and they can overtake Yale for first place. So boom, this is a battle for first place. Yale's got 3 straight road games. Cornell's 3rd straight home game, and they've been winning. And Princeton just gave Yale all they could handle, and they didn't win. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a letdown spot, and Cornell probably gets this done here. I like the spot for him.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened. I'll lean you with Cornell. I think all your points were spot on, and I completely agree with that. A lot of those angles, I feel the same way with and I think betting on these 2 teams, you can't go wrong. There's definitely a side for Yale. At the eye test, I kind of leaned Yale at first, but looking into it, I want to back Cornell here. Home spot. It's just it's one of those spots that I kind of ignored on a couple of these today specifically, and or for Friday. I guess today technically 12 Eastern now pass, but yeah, I'll lean Cornell. I got them in my notebook at -1.5, and just money line -120. I'll see if I end up taking it. I think Cornell gets it done. I was like, oh, that over kind of looks pretty nice too, but I backed off. I didn't even write that down because I don't know. Yale can kind of maybe control the pace, but I think Cornell has to control the pace, and they gotta come out firing on all cylinders to win this game. And I know that sounds like a dumb analytic take, but Cornell needs to do what they do best and score 80 points like it's no problem, right? And hopefully Yale can't match that. You're on mute.
Damn, good catch.
Just one night. That under smacked.
Oh yeah, dude. I was on point the other day, not today. Yeah, no, I think the fact that it's a battle for first place is pretty much, the angle here. You just take the home team, and Yale's third straight road game. I mean, they're going to get tired eventually. Maybe they hang around, but at some point, their legs got to kind of give out. Cornell's defense, this is how I interpret the free throw percentage for Cornell's defense. It's 70%, which is second in the conference. I just factor that into home court. Loud environment, rowdy environment. It kind of just throws them off. Not really any other. You can't defend a free throw, so that's kind of what I boil that down to. But Yale can rebound. That's going to be the other issue, but I still think it's the spot Cornell is favored for a reason. Battle for first place, home, and Yale be tired. So Cornell, I might lock that up. I might just take money line minus 125, but we'll see here. Next game, Brown Columbia. Got anything for that?
Already talked about it.
We did we? Oh, okay. Just kidding. Right to the end of it here. The final four. We've got Youngstown at Milwaukee. Youngstown's laying 2.5. Over under is 159. Finally, some offensive games to talk about here.
This game went to overtime, right? And Youngstown State shouldn't have won, but then they ended up winning in overtime. Pretty big.
Covered
Milwaukee.
Yeah, and they covered. It was Youngstown minus 8.5. It went to overtime, and they won by 12.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had
20-8.
I had Youngstown in my famous 2-team money line parlays. I love those puppies. No side for me. I didn't really get to look at this game, but I did watch this entire game last time. Makes me want to lean the over. Haven't taken anything yet though. Do you have a side here on Youngstown State Milwaukee, like spread wise? I think the angle here is points, and I can just tell you why I just wouldn't be wanting to take under in this game, especially in really, and like we've talked about this year, any Horizon League game.
Yeah.
I guess I'll lean Youngstown State. I don't know. I don't want to lay that on the road team after Milwaukee competed, but I just would rather take the points and root for that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Points kind of feels like the play here. Milwaukee, they've gone under 3 straight times here, 154, 156, 153.5. Now it's up to almost 160. So it's taken a jump up after 3 straight unders at around the same number, a little lower. Youngstown's gone over in their what is this? Their last 6. They've gone over in their last 6, anywhere from 138 to 164.5. So, but head to head, these two teams go over lately. Last meeting, 160.5 went over. They had a meeting last year, 156, but otherwise over 156, over 138, over 134 in their last 5. So these teams tend to put up points. Youngstown shoots free throws elite. They grab a lot of offensive rebounds. So does Milwaukee. These are teams 1 and 2 for offensive boards. So second chances will be had. Milwaukee gives up the ball a little bit, so they might have some turnovers, which we got to hope results in transition points for the over. But it definitely can. If you've watched Youngstown and Milwaukee play, they like to get up and down the floor. They don't care to set and run great possessions, but yeah, I think Youngstown coming in off of a loss on the road against Cleveland State. Now they're coming in here against Milwaukee, who just squeaked one out against Northern Kentucky. I think that was a buzzer beater. Was it not, actually? I think that was a buzzer beater. If that's a buzzer beater, that's it was a buzzer beater.
I wasn't watching that, though.
It was a buzzer beater. I remember watching it. So a little bit of an emotional letdown there. I would kind of lean Youngstown here because I believe they're fighting. Yep, they're right there for the conference. They're 11-6. Green Bay and Oakland are 12-4. So if either of those two teams stumble a little bit here down the stretch, Youngstown's going to be right there. Milwaukee, they've been playing a little better, but this is a big game for Youngstown, and I get it'll be revenge, but I just think Youngstown's going to find a way to pull away at some point here in this game, especially with the free throw making.
Yep, I'll lean Youngstown in the over.
All right.
I actually hate this. Is my least favorite game of the entire slate since November.
This game?
Yes, I fucking hate these two teams. I don't know what it is. Duquesne
just makes me frustrated. I never bet them, but all these people like are always on like Duquesne. People are on Duquesne against Dayton. I'm like, the fuck, Duquesne's. They just make me mad. But they just kind of dominated St. Louis. I know they're not very good, but a stellar offensive performance for them. This game's gross because Fordham kind of stinks too. I don't want to back either team.
Yeah.
I have a vendetta against these two teams just for this season. I like Duquesne. I love that little gym. I love their coach. I like to root for them. But yeah, this is just two teams I cannot figure out.
Yeah, I don't really have a terrible amount of insight in this one. I mean, I know Fordham has been a very hit or miss or shitty. So has Duquesne. I mean, Fordham 3-10 or 3-7 against the spread in the last 10. Duquesne 7-10. So I guess quietly Duquesne's been showing up and covering games here. But man, I don't really know if I want to back them on the road. Fordham's got George Mason on deck. I guess you could argue maybe a slight look ahead, but I don't know. Duquesne, what is the conference setting? Duquesne, 6-7. They got really no hope here, and Fordham 4-9.
I'll give a lean to Duquesne, but yeah, no, Fordham stinks. Both these, I can't. I'd rather bet this next game, baby.
Yeah. I mean, Duquesne's heading in the right direction. Fordham, 18-point loss, 8-point, 15-point loss. So, and a 15-point, 10-point win for Duquesne last two. So you got two teams going opposite directions right now. Kind of going to back the better team with Duquesne here, but this line kind of stinks. It feels like a spot maybe Fordham has like a fucking dollar beer night or T-shirt cannon or a giveaway or some shit, and the students get up and rowdy. I mean, why is this only 3 points? It's kind of nasty. If you look at it, Fordham's won 4 of the last 5. Duquesne did beat them 68-59 at home earlier this year. So maybe this is a revenge spot. Fordham's kind of had their number as of late. So we'll see. I got no play in this one.
There's gonna be nobody at Fordham.
You never know what the giveaway is. If they do something crazy like a dollar beer night or fucking free I don't know, anything.
Nope.
Maybe.
Nope. Jesuit school, and it's in the middle of New York, like downtown New York.
I believe so. Yeah.
It's like a DePaul, man. One of those. Like, people don't show out for DePaul. I don't know. Duquesne. Yeah, Duquesne 3. Whatever. This will be 5 tomorrow, but I can't trust it in Duquesne. But like I said, I do love this next game. Oh,
break it down.
Oh baby. You see that green? All right, yeah. You see that green on covers.com? I'm taking Quinnipiac. This team, it might be chalky, it might be gross. I love this Fairfield team. They won me some money this year, but I think Quinnipiac gets it done. They are having an unbelievable season, one of their best ever. They need to lock this in. This is the biggest game that they've played in conference, I would say. And they need to beat Fairfield here. So high total. It's going to be in favor of Quinnipiac. Fairfield's got to match them. I know that they can shoot the ball, but I've seen Fairfield come out flat at times, certainly. So I do like Quinnipiac here to lock it in. So, yeah, and I think Trevor's taking a little poop. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think if anyone's going to be able to watch Quinnipiac, they've really surprised some people. Trevor, that was amazing quick poop, by the way. I said I like Quinnipiac, and I like it a lot.
I heard your pitch. I'm not arguing any of it. I agree with you. Might actually fire on them. Double. They're fighting for the conference here and there.
It's like your Cornell angle, kind of, fighting for first place. Fairfield's in second, so
This would lock them into first place. I mean, and 20 wins. 20 wins for Quinnipiac if they win the 20-6.
Yeah.
That's highly impressive. I mean, to have that going for this MAC team.
100%. Yeah, this is a big game for them. I mean, people will be there for this game. This is a team that we can see in March easily. They can win this. I mean, they got Fairfield's the number one efficient offense in the conference here, but if you look at defense, Quinnipiac third best. They're forcing turnovers. They aren't allowing offensive rebounds. Playing good paint defense. Fairfield is the best 3-point team, which is where Quinnipiac could get hurt. But you can't look at the numbers with this. This is going to be Quinnipiac getting it done at home for first place, for the 20th win, and coming back home. I mean, they just lost by 14 as 8.5-point favorites, and they lost by 17 on the road. Then they're coming home, and now they're laying 3 points against the best offense in the conference. But don't matter. It's gonna be Quinnipiac getting it done here, and
Fairfield
they
just
can.
94 too, and
Yeah.
I know that they'll score still a lot of points, but I'm hoping their offense comes out flat like I've seen at times. So yeah, give me
Here's
Bob.
the box score.
Also,
18 of 36 from 3 for Fairfield last game.
that looks like that's like me.
18 of 36.
That's like me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean,
this is
they'll have to match it again. Quinnipiac's gonna have to come out hot too. They look slow against the Purple Eagles, who I took. So Greg
Yep.
Paulus, baby. But shout out Quinnipiac. They've had an amazing season. They need to lock it into March. You got anything
they need
before
to.
we lock into the main event? Not so main event.
The second main event, Green Bay is gonna be the first. We all know that.
Yeah, that's why I said not so main event. Main event. It's like WrestleMania. It's 2 nights now. So Green Bay.
Oh, is it?
Green Bay's night 1. I guess this is not the main event. This game, I think it's Cornell Yale, and then Quinnipiac Fairfield is actually the game. So
some sleeper banger games tomorrow. Some good ones. But yeah, Glen Quinnipiac probably gonna lock that one in. Also.
Yep.
Now the final game, Nevada is like. Oh, what is it? Did you have something?
I said hopefully Quinnipiac Fairfield's on TV. I love to see that.
Oh, it'll be on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I mean,
and then they'll put fucking they'll put St. Peter's Mount St. Mary's on ESPN2 or some shit, and Penn and Dartmouth on ESPNU.
And then like Duquesne Fordham will be on the USA Network. I'm kidding.
Yes.
Duquesne Fordham. I'm holding a vendetta against that game. But yeah, what do you got for Nevada San Jose State to wrap up the Friday night?
Let me pull it up. Let's take a peek. Ski. Wow. KenPom has this as the 5th worst game according to Thrill Score of the night. This is going to be a monster game here. Who does Nevada have on deck? Colorado State. So they're heading to Colorado State after this. And San Jose is coming home after a 32-point drumming against Boise State. And Nevada just drummed Wyoming by 18. Now they're hitting the road. I mean, they've been successful when they hit the road. Other than that, actually, pause that. Lost to Wyoming and San Diego State and New Mexico, but they did beat Utah State and UNLV on the road last. They've been playing really good since that New Mexico blowout, rattling off 5 of 6 wins in that span. But they got Colorado State on deck. That's a big game for the conference. Not for the conference, but just overall. Like, this is a big game compared to San Jose State, who's just a look ahead for everyone. But San Jose State can't cover games at all. They just get blown out. I would kind of lean Nevada in this one. I mean, I don't want to touch this game because this may just be the spot where San Jose just kind of gets up a little bit for Nevada. Final big game at home. Well, they got Utah State at home, but just a big game. They just got drummed by 30 points. If they have any pride, they'll kind of get up, but I don't want to back that. If anything, I would kind of lean Nevada with a team total over. San Jose State can give up points at times, and this last game they had, Nevada put up 90 at home. So they've shown they can put up points on teams, and San Jose State. So I would lean a team total over maybe, but I really don't want to play this game.
Give me the first half under in this game or full game under, deciding on that. First half under 68 or under 140. That blue court, man, it morphs you in with all their freaking Tron looking lines in the middle of the court making the Sparty. This is an under spot to me. I think I know Nevada could score the points for the over, but I don't see San Jose State matching it. This has been a huge letdown for a team, a guy who I love, Tim Miles, right? This was an angle I had early on in the season, like just betting Tim Miles, and then just San Jose State's let me down flat. So I'd hate to bet them plus 9.5 and they lose by 15, 12, something like that. And I'm not trusting it. I'd rather trust Steve Alford, which is tough for me, but to me, I think it's a first half to under angle I like more, but also maybe the full game as well. The over might have just cashed, buddy. You're on mute. That
Definitely just cash.
that over 1.5 slip on a short Friday night.
Damn, yeah, that was very very sharp of you. The first half over 66.5 or under or 66.
I still like it, I guess.
Yeah.
64 is too low. I guess I can call
Probably
that
like 37 to like 20, 28 or something at halftime.
Yeah, maybe look at San Jose State team total under while you like Nevada team total over. Does that mean we just like Nevada?
Yeah, I think that kind of tells us we like Nevada.
Right.
Nevada's team total 74.5, San Jose 65.5, juiced under. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, Nevada can they can play some defense a little bit. So I mean, maybe they just clamp down, don't allow San Jose to score, and it's just another blowout win for them. They win like 82-65 or something. Just never in doubt, dominate them from start to finish. I mean, San Jose, they don't turn the ball over, so they've got that going for them. But that's about it. I mean, shooting less than 50% inside the arc, that's not good. You're not getting to the free throw line. You're not grabbing offensive rebounds. You're living off the three, and Nevada is pretty good at limiting that. So if Nevada's just lazy and fouling a shit ton, sending them to the line, maybe they can hang in there. But I don't think that'll be the case. Probably the latter, where we think Nevada probably just clamps down and wins a grindy, ugly game that San Jose State's never in.
Yeah, I am with you. Well, shit, that was
Perfect.
That was a perfect little Friday nightcap, baby, or Thursday nightcap leading into Friday. I'm gonna be sad to miss the Saturday show, but I think I'll hop in on a weeknight next week and discuss some banger weeknight games. So.
Oh yeah, we'll do it. Well, do you want to run through your picks that you had so far for tomorrow, and we'll under there.
I gotta walk over to my notebook.
All right, I will give out mine. We got UWGB -2.5 at home, and then we've got the lock battle. I've got Canisius, -1 against Niagara, and then I think that was it. Oh, Cornell -2 was the other one I was going to fire in on. Scary. I like all the favorites tomorrow. All three of my plays are favorites.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right now I got Bowling Green money line 0.5. I locked in UWGB,
Yeah.
locked in UWGB as well. And then I got fringe lock here, Quinnipiac, Cornell. And then I wrote down I didn't have Niagara as a lock, but it's kind of just for the vibes, trying to battle you and your little freaking
We'll do a little half unit battle.
battle of the battles of birds. So yeah, that's I had some other leans as well, like the under, a couple unders, but I haven't bet that yet. So stay tuned. But yeah, I'm gonna try to ride Bowling Green. Not my favorite because I as much people are like bet numbers, bet teams, da, 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 da. Well, I think it's a mix of both, and especially in college basketball. And I know
Yep.
Toledo's probably the better team, but yeah, so that's my 0.5 angle. But
There are a decent amount of teams on their third road game in a row tomorrow too. So
crazy.
potential dead legs and shit for I think it was about 3 or 4 teams. So
You better get your ass boots on the ground in the
I'm trying to leave work early
in-
tomorrow. If people don't call in, I can. But
in the Kess Center, but domestics drafts flowing down your veins. Come on, I mean,
I don't know if they'll sell beer on the campus though. Like the Rest Center's its own little thing right outside of Lambeau. But yeah, if they sell beers,
it'd be criminal if they kept that away from people. It'd be
I've
criminal.
never been to the Crest Center, but we are in
Especially
Wisconsin.
in the state of Wisconsin, denying alcohol. What the hell's wrong with you? That's
Shit,
what
dude,
I'm saying.
they used to sell beer at my Babe Ruth and Little League games and shit.
I think it's true. Wisconsin encourages drunk driving, in my opinion. But
It's good for the economy.
no, every time I've been to Wisconsin, I've had a great time. A lot of booze. They love the booze.
Mhm. Yeah,
Booze and eat
find a
food.
reason to get out and booze for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, great show. I'm looking forward to a little time off, but I'll still be betting down there and throwing out my plays on the beach, hitting some UVs though. This time not being all hunkered down inside.
There you go. Hell yeah. Well, you enjoy the vacation and not so good luck on the lock battle tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever, man. And just know, let's try to shoot for a Monday show. We got to be able to go over the Tuesday slate. There's just always bangers on Super Tuesday. So
Absolutely. Yep, I'm game.
Yep. Good stuff,
All right.
man.
Well, thanks for popping by, everybody, and we will catch you later.